Tonight, the Rapides Parish School Board chose the option to keep the windows at Bolton High School before the school merges to a magnet school, essentially maintaining the historical aspects of the school. Colin Vidros has the latest from the school board.
The school board voted unanimously to move forward with Bolton's renovations, and part of that is keeping the school's historical aspects by keeping the remaining windows in the school and making the necessary changes to keep them up to date. RPSB agreed to keep the remaining windows at Bolton by repainting, resealing, and repairing those windows, as well as installing interior storm windows for added protection. The funding will come from the District 62 bond, and the motion passed allows the board to authorize bids for renovations for the whole school to be in the works. Bolton was first established in 1915 and will convert into a magnet school for the first time, which entails renovations, but a concern with the magnet transition has been ensuring the school retains its historic status. With selecting this option, Superintendent Jeff Powell says the option picked is to make sure to keep the ball rolling on the renovations.
Option 2 was specifically related to the windows and doing everything we can to preserve the historical status of Bolton, while at the same time making the improvements related to HVAC and overall indoor quality of the building that houses students and employees.
Bolton is set to receive 6th grade through 12th graders next school year and pre-K through 12 the following year. At the Rapides Parish School Board, Colin Vidros, News Channel 5, your local station.